Free Stellar Blade hashtag is running wild on Twitter and social media in general right now. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. The Free Stellar Blade hashtag was started by Mark Kern, better known as Grums on Twitter, who has really been having his finger on the pulse of this whole censorship issue and has started a change.org petition for people to sign and move to Sony and say, hey, we aren't down with having our game censored, especially when we are told by the game maker that the game is not going to be censored. And then after the fact, it gets censored anyways. And there's a lot to talk about with this situation. And yes, I understand for people that don't think it's a big deal, that people should not talk about this or not care about it. I don't think they really see the forest for the trees and how this can turn into something much worse if you let it go. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down this wild situation. As far as Stellar Blade is concerned, it is a fantastic experience, an adventure like, well, let's be honest, not really anything I've played in a very long time. It's a fun romp through an action-adventure platformer style game where you play as a beautiful woman named Eve, and she's really attractive, and you can put her in really hot outfits, which is cool if you want to play your games and have a beautiful lady to stare at while you're playing them. I don't see anything wrong with that, and people that take issue with that, it's just strange to me. Like, they want to get mad at people for enjoying the video game. This is the same exact people that say, don't go after people for enjoying what they like, are now going after people because they don't agree with having a hot girl in the game. But I digress. In an era where digital rights and content authenticity are more relevant than ever, a significant movement within the gaming community has emerged. Spearheaded by hashtag Free Stellar Blade, this campaign is initiated by Grums in response to a censorship that was recently released with the game Stellar Blade by Shift Up, available now on PlayStation 5. And yes, I don't care how you want to slice it, it's still censorship. Even if you want to say it's so small, so minute, so tiny that you shouldn't care about it because there's bigger fish in the sea, there's bigger issues out there, there are problems that you could actually die on hills for. This ain't one of them. No, because this could blow up into something much worse. Hell, I already feel like it's headed down that direction as we go. But this bunny outfit right now, which I referenced in a previous video, is what all the hubbub is about. A tiny piece of cloth covering up Eve's chest is what everyone is losing their mind about, depending on who you talk to about the situation. But here's why this is a problem. One, Stellar Blade Shift Up themselves said this game would not be censored, and here we go with it being censored. The disc version of the game has been confirmed to not have this little slip cloth of clothing covering up the cleavage, and it shows the full outfit as Shift Up desired it to be. And then the automatic patch that gets applied if you're connected to the internet puts that patch on her cleavage, and you cannot remove it. Not a big deal though, right? I mean, you can still play the whole game and it doesn't affect any of the gameplay whatsoever, and hell, you're staring at her ass the whole time anyway, you barely even see the front of her, so why is it a big deal? Why do people care about it? Well, I guess you could take the same stance of, why should you not care about it? Why would Sony censor this? If it's not that big of a deal, why did they make such an issue about it? Why did they put the cloth there? If it's not a big deal. That's the point that a lot of people are taking here. To the point that they're canceling their PlayStation Network subscriptions in droves. These screenshots come to us from Twitter user Sayel, and it shows a monsoon of cancellations from users on Twitter over their PlayStation Network because they are pissed at Sony for, once again, by the way, censoring the game. This is not the first time Sony has done this. They're getting to be known for doing this. And it's almost like we've been pushed enough as gamers. This is not the artistic vision from the developers. It's being changed by Sony, a mega corporation, to fit whatever narrative they want. And gamers are speaking with their wallet. And personally, I look at this as a win. The community coming together and saying, no, we have the power to change. You can't tell us how to feel or act. We will tell you what we want you to make for us, and we will purchase it. That's kind of how all of this works. But it's not even just that piece of clothing, that cloth that's covering the cleavage. No, it goes a little bit further than that. Learning the Law, Manga Lawyer on Twitter, said, Stellar Blade, gore censorship. Before patch, Eve blood is splattered all over her body. Post patch, decreased dramatically. Why is Sony so concerned about blood and gore and blood splattered on a body during a violent fight? I mean, it's perfectly fine in a game like Mortal Kombat that's rated M for mature. Why not Stellar Blade, which, oh, by the way, is also rated M for mature? I mean, with Baldur's Gate 3, you can have sex with a bear, and it shows quite a bit with that. They didn't seem to have a problem with that censorship or doing anything to that, but apparently they had an issue with cleavage. Why? Why is this a big deal for Sony? And that right there is why gamers are rising up. People are saying, hell no to this. Give us what Shift Up wanted in the first place. As of right now, the change.org Free Stellar Blade petition has over 35,000 signatures with over 17,000 people signing it today. I signed this petition when it came out, and I stand by it because of exactly what Sony is trying to do right now. It's much bigger than just Stellar Blade. I think that right there is the dynamic that a lot of these game journals and people trying to make fun of people that are trying to stop this don't understand. The slippery slope of censorship. And the only way to stop it is to speak with your wallet. And if you don't take a stand now, you give them an inch, they will take a mile. That's how censorship has always worked historically. According to Mark Kern or Grums on Twitter, this is why he started the petition. Stellar Blade is a phenomenal new game that just launched on PlayStation 5 worldwide, but it has a problem. The content has been censored from the original trailer version posted by Sony. We as gamers want this content back. We relied on it, we made the game the #1 pre-order worldwide because of it, and this is the true game we want. Before I go on there, that's what one of the biggest issues with this is. I know it's a minor detail. I understand that. But with that being said, you're still selling someone a bill of goods and not fulfilling that with the pre-order, with this trailer that Sony put together advertising one thing and then giving the consumer a different product afterward. Stellar Blade is more than a game. It has become a cultural beacon for freedom of expression in a time where game publishers like Sony are censoring games more than ever. Stellar Blade was a breath of fresh air, and gamer rallied behind it because it meant things were changing, getting better, and the voice of creative freedom was ringing loud and clear. This was progress for a while, and gamers were starting to think that, okay, an M-rated game really doesn't get censored anymore. That's what we want in our games. If we're adults, we're working, we're making our money, and we want to purchase a game and play an adult-oriented game, we should have the right to do that without having some sort of intervention from a first party like Sony and saying, yeah, it's on our platform. We don't really like the boobs jiggling that much. We want to change that to fit our vision, even though that's not the game developer. For unknown reasons, the game was censored. Changes were made. What we received after our good faith purchase was not the same as advertised. We believe in the game. We believe in Shift Up. And we are asking to get the game we believed in. Revert the censorship changes. Patch the game. And you will find that even more gamers will join you and support you. Again, I don't understand why there are so many people fighting against Grums here. He has a really admirable position where he's standing up for people, for gamers, against censorship. How could you take the perspective of, I'm with Sony on this, they should patch that out? It's just so weird to me. You're for pro-censorship. You want things to be blocked. You want someone to tell you what you're allowed to see and what you're not, because you're not grown up enough for that. It's just very strange. All gamers can help by signing this petition. It will be printed in Korea and delivered in Korea to Shift Up offices and physically printed and delivered to Sony PlayStation North America offices. Spread this petition on social media with the free Stellar Blade hashtag. This is admirable. This is something that people should be excited about, something we can rally behind. And all the gamers canceling their PlayStation Network subscriptions are standing up for what they feel is right. And that is something that I can get behind. So for all you in the media that keep trying to knock Mark Kern down and Grums on Twitter and trying to belittle him and make him sound like he's a crazy person, the only people that are going to sound insane at the end of this are you. I'm going to leave it there. If you want more information, check out smashjt.com for all the links, references, the change.org petition, all that stuff. I highly encourage you guys to not only look into signing this change.org petition, but also, if you really feel moved by this movement, canceling your PlayStation Network subscription and telling Sony and the reason why is because the censorship of Stellar Blade. If we take a stand here against what they did, it should hopefully prevent this from happening on anything in the future. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. Smash, change,